What for you is superior to sex? Walking into an air-conditioned room on a very hot day or a warm, toasty room on a really cold day. Having a plate of egg rolls or crab rangoons to yourself. A cold bottle of that apple pie wine that gets stocked in stores during the fall. I have a harder time standing or walking after downing the entire bottle, but I can still think just as clearly and will find everything so freaking hilarious. Finally falling asleep. Drinking a can of the mango-flavored Monster. No, I don't go and punch drywall after that. Whatever gave you that idea? Why are you looking at me like that? A decent BJ. Stimulation out of my control, and somebody that genuinely wants to please me is beyond physically pleasing. Sadly, I very rarely get good ones because I'm just big enough for it to be challenging. Edit: I'm an idiot, didn't read the post for face value. So my secondary answer is, somebody that genuinely wants to spend time with you and enjoy the same hobbies. Whether it's male or female, romantic or platonic, just having someone to nerd out with is way better than sex. Waking up in the middle of the night next to someone you love, getting up and getting a really good stretch. Not just any stretch, but that stretch. The kind of stretch that sends shivers down your body and pops your back. Going to the fridge and having the best bottle of water you ever drank in your life, then sitting on the couch, relaxed with a blanket, and watching Adult Swim until you pass out. Rolling at a rave, seeing my parents play with my niece and nephew, celebrating accomplishments with friends, getting a good night's sleep and feeling refreshed the next day. I rarely get them. Workflow mindset when you're focused, good workout at the gym, seeing the love of your life smile at you. Didn't know what I had until it was gone and now I'm dating again. That's all I can think of. ATM. Being wanted in more than just a sexual way but also a sexual way by a partner that loves you. The type of love where you fall asleep with your arms around them and wake up to change positions and they turn to hold you after you've turned around. When you tell them you love them and see them light up with the most genuine blissful smile before they excitedly tell you they love you too. Playing a great show in a band. Just playing, no set list, no talk, no thoughts. Having the band blocking. And not remembering any of it. Just that it was good. Anyone can fuck. Not everyone can play guitar. Fucking is relative to life. Learning music and having it work, with the crowd, the band. Better. That day off feeling where you get to wake up naturally without an alarm, you don't have anything to do and you can lie in bed and stretch and doze for however long you want. And a great roller coaster you don't have to wait in line for, that can be superior to sex. Has anyone said masturbation yet? I kind of despise body hair, so there's not much of a better physical sensation to me than when I'm freshly trimmed, shaved, buzzed and showered and moisturized and then climb into my bed naked into clean sheets that are still warm from the dryer. The feeling all over my body is amazing. I was recently in hospital for 3 weeks. The food was so horrible I only ate this oop. I lost 8 kilos, and when I left, I couldn't wait to go to a grilled burger place on the way home. It was so frigging delicious I actually had tears of joy. Sex has never made me cry, smiley face. Being cuddled up in bed watching TV together after a long day and him rubbing his fingers through my hair. I'd never have sex again, or orgasm. BC. Let's honest, those are 2 different things for most women. If I could get that every night until I fell asleep. Getting out of the damn house, neighborhood and state. Do this and we will talk about having sex. I hate where we live. The house has been being remodeled for approximately 10 years and is always chaotic and mess because of this, and I am fucking tired of it. Having a home of your own, or a safe place where you can lay your head down stress-free. Lost mine and haven't had anything that fits this description to speak of for a few years now, and I completely took it for granted all the years I had a home before. I don't know about better, but for me, less common these days when you square up the baseball and the feeling, so hard to accurately describe, of the ball almost melting into the bat and a corresponding thwacking line or arc the ball makes. Pure magic. That moment after sex. When you're completely comfortable. Being held by the person you love and admire. Feeling so whole, loved and at peace with everything around you. Then a kiss on the forehead and falling asleep together, hard, listening to a really great song for the first time. Having the house to yourself and being completely alone. Tacos. Dogs. Basically everything. I just in general don't like people touching me, so sex is a nope for me. Just having someone that's there and will listen to you no matter the circumstances, someone who will always care and never judge. And most importantly, never suddenly abandon you at the worst time of your life, when you're driving and see flashing cop car lights behind you. Go to pull over, then they go by you to get the other. Failure to gratitude in less than 10 seconds, smiley face, best relief ever. First, when I pray at night and feel spiritually connected with that higher power I believe in. Second, when I've done something that I know has made a positive impact on someone's life and well-being. I'm responsible for around 3,000 people daily. So the feeling I get when I clock out and get to go sit in my car and know I ain't gotta worry about that responsibility until tomorrow is so fucking good. A massage, sleep, certain foods. I'm fairly desensitized to sex. I had my whore phase already and I used to work in adult entertainment. Can only sleep with so many before it just gets kinda boring. Taking my bra off after working for 10 hours, throwing on an oversized sweatshirt to lounge around the house in nothing but a sweatshirt and a pair of panties while eating a tub of ice cream. General cuddles, especially when I have my head on the other person's chest and I can hear their heartbeat, or when you have a stomach ache and that one fart shit immediately gets rid of it. When the sunny weather is just right, there's a gentle breeze, and it's otherwise quiet. It's such a simple thing, but in a hectic world, it's nice to appreciate the serenity of it all. Being able to go out to eat, watching some anime, eating snacks, cuddling, quality time and physical affection basically, and just knowing that I mean more to my partner than just sex. Being young and running really fast down an empty road with your friends on a warm summer night and yelling laughing incoherently because you're just having so much fun being together. Sex again. Like the following sex. That being the fact that you'll still get sex later. So sex but the feeling of having it granted. Like you're gonna get more of it. More sex. Sex. Sleep. I often make myself not sleep for a couple of days just to sleep longer and make my body yearn for sleep. It's so peaceful like death. Which I wish one day I won't wake up XD. When my wife and I are in perfect sync on how to handle a random tough situation. Might not count, though, because part of that is the great sex it typically leads to later. The build up to sex between my wife and me. We know we both want it, but we hold out for a long time. Hours. It ends up being a sexplosion. Only a couple of times a week. Food. I will happily sit at home alone, do face masks pampering and munch out while watching a movie TV show overseeing someone. Lamau. Or a good book, that too, relieved face. The first time you make out with someone you've been into for a long time. And then sex, yeah, but, the energy in that first, passionate contact is intoxicating. Having more than 3 hours of sleep. It's destroyed my health not being able to get real sleep. So when that rare event happens, it's a damned religious experience. Sex. With someone who adores you. Not empty. Not casual. Not with someone you might catch feelings for and end up high and dry later. Someone who gets you when you are so sleepy. Haven't slept in forever. Your eyes are damn near closed. You finally get home and get ready for bed. And you fall asleep in 1 minute. The way my wife looks at me. Especially when I get home from a business trip. I may not be the best man in the world, but I feel like it in that moment. A walk down the beach, dancing together in the rain, a quiet intimate moment before bed. Jokes, it's when you're so saves you the last slice of pizza. Somebody not needing me to do something every 5 seconds. Just wanna sit on my couch that my wife liked so I bought to get the value out of it lol. When you usually antisocial cat, jumps into bed and wants to be the little spoon, buries their nose into your elbow and nudges you to pet them. Foreplay. I could have my lover torture me for hours and then leave me soaked without an actual orgasm and I'd just be in a bubbly haze all day. Red velvet cake, Choco chocolate salted caramels, a McDonald's Diet Dr. Pepper with extra ice, my cat on my neck, purring as I go to sleep. The relief you get after finally being done with something you've been dreading for weeks or months. Bonus points if said thing goes well. Seeing how shiny my truck is after washing it. Getting an optic trading card. Whether it's a football TC or a racing TC I don't care. That feeling when you've been holding a shit for a couple hours and finally let it all out and suddenly you feel 10 pounds lighter. Being financially secure and not worrying about bills or food and really anything. Good health and your best friend is your wife. A lot things, actually, I just have a problem where I think I need it. Put myself in bad situations for it, then barely enjoy it. The feeling when you've completed a huge project. The feeling of just knowing you did something that changed something. Sex. Well, my 3-year-old lad is super excited to see me when I get home from work and he runs up and gives me the biggest hug ever. When you work all day long on tight shoes, you sit on the couch, unlace him, and take him off, much better than an orgasm. That feeling of slowly dozing off back to sleep after waking up in the middle of the night, while it's raining outside. Riding my dirt bike to the middle of nowhere. Nobody around. Sitting down, cracking a beer, and listening to nature. Wading a saltwater flat alone with a 8-weight fly rod, playing Slightly Stoopid on AirPods, trying to spot bonefish. A solid 9-hour sleep and waking up fresh. As someone who struggles with sleep, nothing can beat a solid night's sleep. The only better than sex with my fiancé is misfortune upon his shit-ass family, specifically his racist cunt mother. When you think you're on the schedule, then come into work and they ask what you're doing here and send you home. Building Magic the Gathering decks. I don't even get to play often anymore, I just like seeing a deck take shape. A good book. So weird, it have happened 2 times and I am not that much of a reader. Maybe 1 or 2 books per year. When you've had a stuffy nose for 2 weeks and suddenly you catch yourself breathing normally on both nostrils. I'm kinda attached to the whole living thing. Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I'd like to not die. The feeling I get when I am playing a guitar solo over the right music and I feel it pouring out of my soul. I would give anything for someone to scratch my back for me. Right now that sounds so much better than sex. Getting a full 8 hours of sleep. It's even better if your wife or so also got 8 hours of sleep with you. I had my leg in a plaster cast for 5 months. First time washing it out of the cast was better than sex. Discovering a book show game that has a world that you think about while falling to sleep for months. Runner's high. And eating edibles out in the middle of the desert looking at a dark, star-filled sky. A massage. I love sex, but nothing will ever feel as good as a foot rub or any other kind of massage. A hot bath with your so, a drink in your hands, candles burning, and all that exists is that moment.